Hey everybody, just Hank and I, we're heading out to a inspection on a solar system over here on a $3 million property that we were fortunate enough to get under contract for one of my buyers. I'm going to flip this phone around so I can get driving, but I want to tell you and talk to you about how real estate has actually saved my bacon through this entire journey. Number one, cancer is definitely not easy. When I was going through treatment, I had to quit doing home inspections entirely. The home inspections, that was my main thing, but prior to cancer, I'd just gotten into real estate, and without real estate, I just would have been financially ruined is what it comes down to. It's definitely helped me. It allowed me to work when I was down. It allowed me to work when I could barely move. With the help of my wife, Teresa, or Terry, as you guys know her, I was able to provide for my family still. Without real estate, I just don't know what I would have done, honestly. Probably would have had to file for unemployment, probably would have had to definitely sold our house. There's just no way I could have survived. We would have pretty much lost everything I've worked my butt off for my entire life. Everybody thinks cancer is hard, and it is. But what's really hard is the rest of it. Nobody thinks, what am I going to do for work? What am I going to do if I can't make it into the office? I just can't say enough for it. I didn't have sick days. I don't have that normal stuff. I've been self-employed most of my adult life. The longest I've ever kept a job is 3 years. And that's just because I can't stand to work with some of the people that I have to work around. I've got my way. I'm very good at whatever I do, and that's how I operate, I guess. But if you ever want to do real estate, get a hold of me. I've got really good connections. I can get you in schooling. Keller Williams actually offers we what do you want to call it? Sponsor you basically to go to real estate school. It saved you about $700-800. I'm not trying to get realtors. I'm just trying to show you there's other options out there. If you're self-employed, having backup plans is extremely important. You just never know what's going to happen, what's going to transpire in life. Things can change on a moment's notice, just like it did for me. I was doing home inspections. I was pushing 500 to 600 homes a year with the help of my son in the summertime, and that's the only help I had. Not only that, but like for a home inspector, you fall off a ladder off a roof, you're unemployed. It's just you. So when I got COVID back in 22 I think it was 22 or 21. Anyway, the year before I got diagnosed, I decided to get my license for real estate. And like I said, that is the absolute best thing I ever done. I've enjoyed the heck out of it. I have sold well over 70 or closed 70 sides in the last 2 years. I'm working on my third year now. Developed a team. I've got 2 other agents, one full-time, one part-time working, and I've got a transaction coordinator. My wife is there to support me. I can't say enough for her. Terry is not, as you guys have seen in previous videos, she is not a people person necessarily. She'll talk to people, but she's not just outgoing and forthcoming like I am. So it's kind of odd that she even decided to go ahead and be a realtor as well. Being a realtor for her was to back me up. And it really worked out well when I was going through treatment. When I couldn't get up out of bed or I was just too nauseous or too sick or too weak, she went out and showed houses. And, you know, to have that kind of support and that kind of a partnership is really good. A lot of people going through cancer, I've seen people going through cancer by themselves. I do not know how they do it. That is not something I could have done. I needed Terry, and she was there for me. You know, that woman she's stronger than she knows, and she's done more than I ever expected or thought she could or would. Not talking bad, I'm just saying it's not her norm. You know, so think about, if you're self-employed, think about that. Think about going out. Think about getting yourself some kind of backup plan. If you don't have a backup plan, have a heck of a savings account, because anything can happen. You know, that's why also I've developed a team. My team, if I need help, I can always give them whatever I'm doing, so that way the job still gets done. If I'm end up having this surgery, which I honestly do not think I will have to, but if I do end up having to have this surgery, my team will take over, because Terry's going to be with me. But the team will take over, they will do the job, and we'll get things done. You know, solo agents are great, but still, once again, you're a solo agent, you can't do it all by yourself sometimes. Sometimes you need that extra support, you need that leverage, and that's all there is to it. So that's kind of that. So where I'm at right now is actually, I just came out of Alpine, Arizona. Better fill you guys in on that. It's a beautiful area. We've been getting snow off and on all day. I'm headed down to what they call the Blue. It's actually the Campbell Blue. It's one of the tributary rivers to the Frisco River that flows into the Gila River and just keeps going, and that takes you all the way down into Phoenix or Coolidge area and all that. This drive is just absolutely amazing. Of course, it's spring still, or almost spring, so trees don't have leaves, but you can see fire scar right ahead of me right there. That's from some of the fires, which is good in a way. I mean, it thinned it out. But this is all downhill, about 2,000 foot of drop of elevation from where I just started, going down to this old ranch house. A lot of debate on this house. I disagree with what they have listed as the age of the home. They said the main home is from the 70s, and I completely disagree with that. I believe that it's more 1800s, late 1800s. I found paperwork on the Milligan Ditch, which is the Milligan Ditch and the pond that's on this property. They were actually 1888 is when they were registered. I believe the main house there's about that old. I think that looking at the lumber in the attic, I believe it to have burnt down at one point and been rebuilt. But it's truly an amazing place. Has two 3,800 square foot shops on this property, and a huge old barn, almost like an Amish type barn. Has that pond, little cabin. It's all fenced in or fenced out, you know, keeping stuff out. Even, you know, when I was showing the client the property, we were walking the property, and I looked around and said, I bet you find an elk antler here on this property somewhere. And he looks over and he goes, you mean like this? picks an elk antler up. Unreal. There's fish in this pond. You know, right now we're only doing the solar inspection, but man, when I come back and we have the home inspection here soon, we're staying the night, and I'm bringing my fishing pole. I'm going fishing while I'm waiting on the home inspector to do his job. He's going to be 2 days doing this. There's so much to this place. It even has a big solar array of about probably 15,000 watts with battery backup, and it's still on electricity. So there's still the power line feeding the house, which is even better. So that way you have constant power unless, you know, you have these storms. This house is actually the last house on the line, and so that's why the folks that had it prior put that in. The gentleman buying the house, I think, is actually gonna keep the history alive on this place. I think it kind of got dropped with the current owners. I believe this place to have been one of the original ranch houses or settlements out here. And look at that view out there. Oh, sorry if it's bouncy. Hopefully the iPhone is actually taking some of that bounce out. Anyway, you know, being that house could have been from the late 1800s, you got the ditch from the late 1800s. It's just awesome. I love history. I love Arizona history. I absolutely just cannot stand it when history gets lost. Take that just so that way it doesn't vibrate so bad. Lost history to me is just sickening. I'm gonna keep recording this. You'll be able to see the property when I get down here. I still have a little ways to go though. If the gate's locked, I'll have to get it open, and if you stick with me, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just a neat little place. It's actually down just off the river, or it's on the river, but you know, up on the elevation, so that way it doesn't ever flood. The river, when we were down here Wednesday, was flowing. So there's plenty of water. Arizona, everything is about water. I mean, if you don't have water, you have nothing. And if you have that water, I mean, that's better than gold, especially here. This place is a 46-acre ranch. Well, ranchette, I guess you'd call it. They actually lost all the grazing rights that they had with it. Someone else has those now, but they did. The one thing I am happy to hear about with the new owner, or the previous owner, or current owner, is that they restored the irrigation rights that this property had, and they got all that back up and going. I guess it cost them a lot of money with lawyers, but they got them back to the house. Look at these structures right here. I mean, just the rock structures. The creek is down there, the river. I mean, it's kind of a creek from where I'm from. Look, I mean, just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous down here. And hey, speaking of which, if you're ever buying or selling in Arizona, give me a call, of course. Gotta throw that out there, else I wouldn't be a very good realtor, right? Let's see. I just thought maybe you guys would really enjoy this drive. I've lived in Arizona for 44 years. I've been all over this game unit. Unbelievably, I've never been down on the Blue until last Wednesday. I've been at the mouth of the Blue, up off the Martinez Ranch on the southern side, but never on this northern half. And I'll tell you, I see why people always talk about coming down here and hunting or hiking, antler hunting, whatever they're doing. I really see it. It's a gorgeous area. I think I'm gonna have to start spending more time down here. You know, I got my Starlink on my truck. That's how I'm transmitting right now. Hopefully it's been transmitting. I might be just talking to myself, I don't know. But definitely worth the drive. I definitely will be coming down here in my 4Runner during the archery deer season, probably in August. I've got other places in Unit 27 I absolutely love, but you know, I gotta branch out a little bit. I gotta see more of everything. You know, people, there's world travelers out there. I don't have time to travel the world. I'm always working. But one thing, most people want to travel the entire United States, the world, and they don't even know their own state. And I'm guilty of it too. And I've seen a lot of my own state, but I still know that there's so much I have not witnessed and explored and seen. I mean, it could take me the rest of my life just to check out this whole region of the state, in my opinion. You know, I can go to Wyoming, I can go to Yellowstone, whatever. I've been there, but you know, it's still just pine trees, dirt, and rocks. But in my state, it means more to me when I start seeing the caves and the even holes in the ground. I mean, there's some places over here in Zenith, over by Heber, and they're just holes in the ground, and that just amazes me. I don't know what the true story behind that is yet, but it's just cool. I don't know if you can see up there. Just cool structures in here. Try not to grab that phone too much. It's a windy, twisty road. Hopefully you guys aren't getting motion sickness. And I can't even read the comments right now, so hopefully they'll save somewhere to where I can see them after I'm done and save this video. This is appearing in shorts. I've never done a vertical video, so this is kind of also an experiment. Just something new to me. Gotta try. So we're getting really close now to the property, I believe, because there's the power line, and I believe right up here, yep, I'm half a mile away. Sorry for my fingers in the way. I gotta keep shutting off the GPS. I forgot to shut that off before getting down here. We're almost here though. So this power line actually goes, this is the end of it, and it goes over to the property. But I just gotta come across these little bridges. These little bridges are probably from the 50s or somewhere in there, I bet. What was it called? The Workforce of America, WFA. I think that's what it was. I probably am wrong. It was a Roosevelt thing. They built a lot of these bridges up here, up and down the trail, as we call it. That's the Highway 666 that's been renamed the 191. I'll forever know it as the 666, just because that's how I grew up. All right, so this is the ranch. Oh, my client is here. Give me just a second, and we're gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna hang up with you because I can't do any client privilege stuff. But you guys have a great day, and we'll talk at you soon. And I'll probably do a short little video here in just a little bit of the grounds and share it with you guys. You all take care, and thank you for supporting me.